What's going on, guys? Meteorologist Jonathan Kegges back with you on a Wednesday. It is certainly much warmer outside. You can feel that. That's going to lead to some rain chances on the rise. We have a little bit of extra moisture coming in, first and foremost from the Atlantic. And then we have another cold front that really isn't going to be all that cold for at least most of the state of Florida. That's going to move through late into the weekend, late into the week, early into the weekend. So we're going to break that part down and time in some rain chances. Some have a better opportunity for rain than others, but we'll talk about who has the best chance to see some rain in the Florida forecast coming up. Of course, we're also going to highlight the return of the warmth or the resurgence of the warmth going forward. That means it is Wednesday, of course, so that means it is Weather Headlines Wednesday. So we are going to break down the biggest weather headlines across the United States. And one massive storm is just really, really rocking out in the west. Hurricane force wind gusts, like sometimes major category, major hurricane force wind gusts out west tonight. So we're going to talk about that system after the first break. And then if there's time, of course, we'll have our sound off section where you can put your comments and questions in. You can put your comments and questions in right now, and I'll do my best to get to them before we get to the sound off section. But nonetheless, a lot to get to tonight. We're taking a live look in Port Canaveral tonight above my head and on St. George Island, courtesy of our friends at WeatherStem. So there we go, warming up. This is what we woke up to this morning in the 50s in Central Florida, 30s and 40s, so cold in North Florida, but it's better than where it's been. This is where we stand right now. So a gigantic turnaround in the temperature department. We're at this hour just after 9:30. It is 65 in Orlando, and we're still talking mid to upper 50s in Tallahassee, lower 60s across the northern tier of the country, and then mid 70s have returned in West Palm and in Miami. It's still crazy that it's that warm, that it's in the mid 70s at 9:30 at night in December. Just some wild stuff. Satellite and radar are going to show us our next round of weather, and it's this cloud mass here. You can see some of the green. Some of the green popping back up to the west of the North Gulf Coast, and that is going to work its way from west to east. You have a shot, Melissa, for some rain tomorrow. It's not that high of a chance, though. I would bet no. Satellite and radar showing the opportunity for some of those showers trying to develop. I think most of this rain comes to the Florida Big Bend and into the Panhandle. I'm going to get to that, and I'm going to show you who has the best shot in just 1 second. When you wake up tomorrow, again, Tallahassee is going to be about 20 degrees warmer tomorrow morning than where they were today. Orlando back in the low 60s. I think most of us are going to be in the low 60s across Central Florida, and that's going to lead to another pretty warm afternoon, even though we have the extra clouds around and we have the downpours around. 80 tomorrow in Orlando, upper 60s in Tallahassee going forward. This is the main thing that I want to show you tonight. This is going to be the clouds and rain high resolution future radar. So again, find your spot on the map and then just kind of follow here what happens. So this is going to be early Thursday morning, and there's that push of moisture. So even I would not rule out strong thunderstorms in the Panhandle tomorrow. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You see some darker red and purple. And then this is what I'm talking about in terms of New Smyrna Beach or the coast. We do have the opportunity for a few of these stray downpours to sneak on shore. As we take this further out, there's the rain crossing, and that's our best shot late Thursday evening to get in on a few scattered showers. You saw that they moved from west to east over to the beach. So again, your chance, I think, Melissa, is low. It's not zero. Consider yourself lucky if you do get wet tomorrow. There's 11 o'clock on Friday. That's going to be another chance for a few scattered downpours. That's as a cold front slides through, and that means that we are talking about more scattered downpours again for Friday morning. Still, though, the air behind that front is not all that cold at all. We're maybe shave off a degree or two as we get into the weekend, but otherwise it's looking pretty good, looking pretty dry with that front coming through. Friday, December 19th. So we're getting ready to round out the work week here, getting into Christmas week. Hard to believe that already, but there you go. Upper 70s and lower 80s through most of the Florida peninsula. The only spot below normal on Friday. This is because of that cold front. Pensacola, we're back in the low 60s. So it will impact some of us. But we're at 77 in Tampa on Friday, pushing 80 in Naples, mid 80s in Miami. Crazy stuff right there. A little cooler again on Saturday, relatively speaking, because everybody is going to be above normal to start the weekend. And then from that point on, that is when I really think that we start to see the runaway freight train into Christmas that is really going to have a lot of us pushing 80 degrees, I think, on Christmas Day. I think it's going to be very, very warm leading up to Christmas Day, and then maybe a couple days after before we try to cool things back down just a little bit. So I want to show you this again. We have a lot of people joining at this time, and I think the biggest deal is, or at least the most impact thing, the biggest change in the weather is going to be this opportunity for rain. And no doubt you see it right there. This is 2 o'clock on Thursday through the Florida Panhandle. Again, I do think there's a chance for a couple of these storms to get a little rowdy in the Panhandle, mainly west of Tallahassee, Apalachicola, Port St. Joe, Panama City, that area has the opportunity to see 1 or 2 rogue strong thunderstorms tomorrow, late morning, early into the afternoon. You see that really kind of dissipate as it moves towards the Florida-Georgia border on the Atlantic coast, and then them kind of pushing out again. The front itself could generate a couple of extra downpours as we move into Friday. This is 11 o'clock, and you see a couple of little specks of green right along that front as it slides through. So difference, we're changing things up just a little bit. Speaking of changing things up, there is a massive, wait till you see some of the storm reports coming out of here. Multiple wind gusts over 100 miles an hour reported today in the mountains out west due to a large storm system kind of working its way through the mountains right now. I will show you what's causing that system and if that has any effect on our weather coming up at just about 3 minutes. I'll see you then. Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It is a Wednesday night. It is Weather Headlines Wednesday. We just highlighted the rain potential for Florida and the big warm up that continues to show itself in the near term and the long term. So, hope you were able to catch that part of the show. We're going to get into the extended portion, Weather Headline Wednesday, where we have a big time storm system out west. It's a little chilly in the house, Melissa, I guess. You like it obviously cold and the windows are open. I mean, it's certainly nice outside to open the windows. A little muggy for my liking. I don't like when it's cool and muggy outside. And that's what we have right now. And that's actually leading to a few showers. On the map, these continue to push in from the south and east. Right along the coast tonight. These are light, these are few and far between, and as they get further inland towards the I-4 corridor, these are going to fizzle out. And again, it's the byproduct of that easterly breeze. We showed that evident on the high-resolution future radar that we're going to be under the gun for these quick-hitting downpours over the next 48 hours until we get a clean sweep again from a cold front, and then rain chances go up on their own because of that front of itself. Okay, so I want to take you to the west. What we are looking at here are all of the alerts currently in play from the National Weather Service. Most of these, we're going to take our little dabber and inspect all of these, but most of these guys are going to be high wind alerts, and you'll see them change because I have it looping. I'm trying to grab the dabber here so I can look at this stuff. Blizzard warning in red across the northern tier of the country, northeastern Montana, northern North Dakota, and then into western Minnesota. Crazy stuff. High wind warning through in that light blue color through a lot of the high plains. Winter, I should say, a wind advisory in that darker blue teal color, winter weather advisory in the pink for the opportunity for some flash freezing out there as the colder air comes through and freezes some of the rain that they are getting. Winter storm warning in the mountains of Wyoming. There's a lot going on out here. And then, of course, more flooding. All these little green block boxes are river flood warnings from all of the heavy rain that the Pacific Northwest has seen over the last week or so. Record flooding ongoing, catastrophic flooding ongoing in some of those rivers, and they are getting more rain. Flood watch still in play here until Saturday. So big time storm system comes through. Before we get into the radar of this, I want to show you all of the wind reports here, and I had one pulled up and it went away on me already. But you see there are 74 mile per hour wind gusts. I think it was by closer to Casper where we actually had a 112 mile per hour wind gust reported. I'm going to try to find it. There's been several today. 60 mile per hour gust, 64 mile per hour gust, 89 mile per hour gust right there. 74, that's hurricane force, or just about 1 mile per hour off. So some crazy wind out here, 70 mile per hour gust. And then in the passes of these mountains, that's where there's some crazy wind. Here is the radar picture. It'll be a little more evident in the water vapor imagery that I'm going to show you, but a lot of heavy snow, white Christmas guaranteed in southern Canada. So they're getting blasted with some heavy snow as it kind of stretches across the United States-Canadian border. There is that kind of pinwheel coming out of the Intermountain West as it moves from west to east tonight. And that is going to help to really crank up the winds again. I'll show you the latest wind forecast in just 1 second. But here is kind of everything in play. The two different storm systems at work, this big dip in the jet stream, that drier punch there, south of Albuquerque into Phoenix. We have the subtropical jet stream, the southern one there in that orange or yellow shaded color from Dallas to Houston. That's helping to create that storm that's actually going to give us the rain. So we have two different jet streams in play. The polar jet stream up here. We have the subtropical jet stream right here. And then there is this big system. You can see the curl, if I zoom in northeastern Montana right now. And this is the guy in that darker blue color that is responsible for generating the ridiculous wind and the very heavy snow blizzard conditions going forward in parts of the upper Midwest, northern plains. This is just insane. So right now, these are current wind gusts. Again, these are actual estimates and ground truth from instruments that are on the ground. I need my dabber to load for me. So there we go. And we were looking before, just crazy stuff. 72-mile-per-hour gusts in there, 79-mile-per-hour gusts through the mountains of Wyoming. And again, we have ground confirmation, actual sensors picking up on triple-digit wind gusts, Category 2 hurricane strength and above, because of this major system out west. Again, it is much quieter here, and you see right down the spine of some of the higher elevations, that's current wind gusts. Widespread windstorm going. And then again, these are, of course, non-thunderstorm wind gusts, as we call them. Several reports over, again, 100 miles per hour in the gust department, but just a crazy storm on going out there. And it's going to stay out there. It's not really coming here. There's the snowfall amounts. Most of that this is through the next couple of days. This is through Saturday. And the big time, look at that, 35 inches. The big time snow amounts are staying on the Canadian border. But I mean, a foot of snow towards International Falls, 6 to 8 inches of snow in northern North Dakota, some lake effect snow cranking up. And I mean, this is going to confirm right here. This is about the white Christmas line. I don't think, anybody, nope, down in here. We're going to highlight the white Christmas potential later on this week, likely on Friday. We're going to highlight the white Christmas potential if you have plans to travel, so you won't want to miss that. We're going to go in detail, and of course, that's going to have your complete Christmas forecast for the local side of Florida, of course. Alrighty, guys, I have to get my next break in. When we come back, we are talking more about the Florida weather, and of course, if you have any questions, post those in the comments, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, welcome back. We have a few minutes left to hang out on this Wednesday night. My buddy CW says, how are temperatures shaping up for Christmas in the Orlando area? I think mid to upper 70s. I think there's this outside shot too. We touch 80 degrees. I think we'll stay in the mid to upper 70s. 2 weeks ago, we made that forecast. It was not this past Monday, but last Monday that it was we thought mid to upper 70s were going to be a possibility. And I'm still sticking to the guns on that one. I think it is going to be really, really warm on Christmas. I think the days leading up to it and a couple of days on the other side of it, it should be on the warmer side as well. So I'm thinking mid to upper 70s. And I think for the most part, it is going to be dry too. So if you like it warm on Christmas, we're looking pretty good over the next 7 to 10 days. What? I mean, geez, Christmas Eve is on the 7th day. It's crazy that it is here, right? Christmas Eve is on the 7th day. It's next Wednesday, right? Yeah, Christmas is Thursday. All my days are already screwed up. Like when you get into that time frame of the week before Christmas or the week of Christmas into New Year's, when there's really no sense of time, I don't know how I'm going to fare there. But just to show you this is the temperature outlook for the entire country. Yeah, White Christmas is not going to be happening for a ton of the country. I think a lot of us are going to be warm. I think St. Louis is going to make a run for 70. I think Dallas is going to make a run for the mid 70s. I think we're making a run for 80 in parts of Florida. It's going to be wild. So massive pattern flip after the cold and the snow. It's a shame for the people that wanted a white Christmas in the climates that get a white Christmas, because December started off so cold and so snowy across the northern tier of the country, and this warmth is going to erode it all. Andy says that he heard of Torchmas. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So it's crazy. It is going to be wild. I think it's going to be warm. Big turn of events between the first part of December and where we're going to be heading into Christmas, and probably a couple days after before we even think about getting any kind of chilly air back down into the Florida Peninsula, at least anything significant coming our way. Alrighty, guys, that about does it for the show tonight. I have to get ready for News 6 at 10. We're going to talk much more about the weather when we, of course, coming up at 10 o'clock tonight. And we're going to have the latest on the rain chances for tomorrow, latest modeling coming in. So we're going to run that for you. And we are going to break all that down coming up in News 6 at 10 on News 6 Plus and on YouTube. And again, coming up at 11 o'clock with some more latest stuff that come in. We get that stuff every hour, the high resolution stuff. So we're going to break all that down for you coming up at News 6 at 11. We'll see you guys then. Be safe. Have a great night.